Hi everyone, this is Avi Harkishin from AH Charts. Let's take a look at some of the analysis that we've done. Let's walk you through them. So I've been put out analysis and Discord. So I've been putting up trade ideas every single night. I look at charts and I put together charts with the highest probabilities. So members are not going to go crazy looking at every single chart trying to find a trade. No, I go through all of them, I analyze them, and I put out ideas exactly where I think, and I forecast them where I think these price movements will go. So let's take a look at SPY. Let's start. So this is what it looks like. So let's take a look at SPY for a moment. So here in March 4th, I could go back and look at my videos. It's all there, and nothing has changed. And I break down SPY. This is how I break down all my analysis. And I put together a visual for everybody so they can understand and they can see what's going on. This is SPY calling for about that 572 to 565 area. Lower target if 579.90 fails, which was up here. That was an area that if it fails, and I thought it would, we're gonna come down to 572 to 565. Let's see where SPY is at now. Okay, so here is SPY. Touch 570 today, so we did hit that target. I think we're gonna come down a little bit more towards that 565 area. I still think we have a little bit more to go. Let's look at the analysis from even last night, which I put out. So you have all these analysis that I put out here, which I thought were gonna come down here again. I still have that. SPY did go through that. This one here was from last night. I said I expect a retest of at least this level, and I said it here. This could have been a bull trap from yesterday, and if SPY may drop to 572 to retest the demand zone, which it did, and we had here the Elliott wave showing that it will come back down to 570. So all the forecast has been very consistent and very accurate so far that we're putting out. So like traders who's just following all of these charts just make money off of the charts. You just have to follow the charts and follow the level. Um, Everything I just forecast ahead of time. I've been putting out QQQ as well. You could go back. I could go back even further and look at QQQ. All the breakdowns of QQ. I had a 486 to 482 retest. I'm not sure where QQQ is now. Let's take a look at it. So, okay, QQQ came down to that 486. So we did touch that level again. So that's another one that was hit. I think it has a little bit more to go. Maybe that 482, I think, is going to come down at the bottom here. Let's look at, let me see what I put out last night on QQQ, matter of fact. So this I had, and I said, let the trend be your friend, because I said it's going to come down here. And if it breaks below here, which it's possible, I still have that level that I think is going to touch. So I put out last night that the retest and rejection of 502 could lead to more downside to 486 to 482, which we had a retest and a 502, and it fell. And I did a video on this as well for all the members in the Discord, which I talked about. And it was just there. Everything was there, just calling for more downside as well to that 484 level. Now tonight I'm going to reanalyze all the charts again for IWM. If you go back for IWM, you go all the way. When I launched the Discord, I posted my first IWM, and it was trading at, what is that, 216, and I said it's going to come down to this level of 212, $200. This is the level that I have. Let's see where IWM now. So IWM, we're at, okay, right now, we went to a low of 203. So crazy. We hit that. We went into the target, matter of fact, because here it is, 212 to 200. That was a target. Once we hit into that 212, I adjusted the target, and the adjusted target was 203 to 198. We came down to that 203, exactly that 203. So we've been tracking really well. I still think we may end up filling this gap over here. You have this trend line up here. You have an ABC pattern, and I think you're probably going to come down here as well. Still have a bit of a high volume. A lot of indecisions happening here. So let's see where it is going to go. Let's see what else we analyzed last night. Um, let's see. So I did Apple as well. So been looking at Apple. Uh, I've had a few of them right on Apple and a few of them wrong on Apple. So last night forecast in Apple, I had in terms of Apple, I thought it would have resistance of 241, and I think we would have had that 233 retest on Apple. Not sure what Apple is right now. Let's take a look at Apple. Um, Apple. Where is Apple? There it is. Let's see where we are. Okay. So that's in the 1 hour. We had okay, there it is. Close. Okay. 233 retest. We had that retest after we broke down. We had that retest on Apple. We're currently holding this level right now. I'm going to analyze the charts tonight and see what it's going to do. So we've been very consistent in terms of forecasting these stocks. AMD, been forecasting AMD. Been right most of the times with AMD, then I've been wrong. So here is AMD going all the way back for AMD. So I'm always trading with levels as well because you're not always going to get them perfect. Nobody gets it perfect. So here AMD was at 104. I've been calling AMD the top here, which I don't have to post in here. So I had this entire breakdown in AMD somewhere. I can't find it. But yeah, I've been posting about AMD for a long time. And here we are with AMD. Been talking about a retest to 207, and if we go back up, we're gonna get rejected off of this area because we have I do think we're coming lower anyways if we're to go there. And we didn't get up there, so then I readjusted the targets and I said we're gonna come down here at that 96 and 94 level on AMD. Because I still have that 94 target, which I think we're gonna go. So even if we go back and stuff up to that 112, we're gonna rejected again. Posted that, continued, posted. We've been tracking really well. Then posted it last night, which was the one I posted last night. And I expected AMD, if anything, to do this. That was the bull case scenario. Or the bear case scenario was coming down here, gets rejected off right down here, and drop towards that level again. Which was over here. I talked to two different scenarios that we have. So you got to look at the levels. If it rejects off this level, you're going to come back down. Let's see what AMD is currently doing. Not sure what AMD is doing, but AMD is holding this level right here, which I talked about. This level at $98. Consistently talking about levels that are important, which is that $98 over here. 98 to 92. These are important levels. So we've been tracking really well. So the levels are very important that we're using as well to track what each charts are doing. Let's see what's the next one we looked at. We looked at BABA. I'm not sure. So BABA was very confusing. So I've been calling the downside on BABA, and where it is, maybe here. So we had that ABC on BABA, which we fulfilled it at 441. We fulfilled it completely. And I thought we were having a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, but we didn't. We just had an ABC. So the right analysis was correct. Then for BABA, I had a target of coming back down towards that one, the first gap fill of 134, then 128. Let me see what BABA did. I'm not completely sure. So BABA came down back right at, yeah, that 126. What is that? Okay, 126 low. It came down, so it did have that retest as well. And then it went back up again. And now here it is. So BABA has done pretty well in terms of fulfilling. This was the ABC that I talked about before that you looked, and I talked about our retest, that 128 retest. So we had that 128 retest. And last night I put out in terms of BABA, I put an analysis on BABA, I think, was it yesterday? Today? Yeah, 144. Wait for confirmation at 144 before you think about going short for a downside target of 134 to 131. Let's see where BABA is at the moment again. Where is it? Okay, there it is. So we hit that 144 and came down back to that 138. I think you may come down back to that 134, even that gap fill over here. You may have an ABC for BABA. You may see something like this because this is possibly going to be something like this. And you come down retest here, or you're going to fill that gap right over here for BABA. So I think that's going to happen next. Let's see the other chart that we've been tracking. Been talking about Bitcoin for some time now. I talked about Bitcoin over here, and I said it looks very distributive over here where it wants to distribute. And I didn't like it very much because of the volume and the level. It broke past. Put up analysis on Bitcoin. Talked about we have the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 Elliott wave, and you had the ABC to come back down here and retest around this area because there were bearish divergences as well on Bitcoin. Let's see what Bitcoin did. Bitcoin had that ABC. So it stopped off here. So I think we may have an A, B, and possibly a C to complete that $74,000 mark for that ABC. I'm not sure where Bitcoin is at. Let's see where it is now. So we got to go to the other chart. And let's take a look at Bitcoin. So Bitcoin is over here, ABC. So you don't necessarily have to come down to the bottom here because it did fulfilled the C wave, because the C wave could come anywhere between the Fib 1 to Fib 1.618. So technically it did fulfill it, but we're still waiting because you can still have that A, B, and it could still drop, because then you can look at something like this playing out in this B wave. You can have an A, a B, and you can have that C coming back down over there as well. So that's a possibility also. Let's see what else. Coin, for a long time, been calling, where is it? This one here, we had a bull case and a bear case scenario for coin. And I talked about the bull cases over here because you need to stop. But if you break this level here, you're going to have the bear case for coin, which is going to come down to that $210, $200 level. That's the bear case. And I thought the bear case would have played out more than the bull case because of Bitcoin, the way it was tracking. And here's the chart I put up afterwards. I put up this chart after I see what was going on. I readjusted everything because it broke a certain level. Readjusted it. We did come into the level of 208. So I had this target set right over there for coin. And coin's been fulfilling it really well. Then you have that $200 target. And it did fulfill that 200, and I thought we were going to move back up to that 241, at least this yellow line over here. And it did move up to that yellow line. Let's see if it did. Let's take a look at coin. What did coin do? Okay, so here's it. Here's that target I talked about on coin, where I expected to move up back and then break down again to at least fill that 210, 207. And that's a 193. And I'm going to show you this target right here that I have on coin. This one here was later. I put this up later, which was here. I had a 190 to a 172 area, and I thought coin is going to come back somewhere within this range because you had a 3, the 4, and I expected a 5 wave to complete that ABC, 190 to 172 on coin. So we came down to 193, very close. We'll see. I need coin to hold this level, that 210 level, and get back above 235. So all depends on what Bitcoin is going to do as well. I'm going to look at these charts and reanalyze these charts if it's needed to be reanalyzed. Let's see. What's the other one that we looked at? We looked at Google. So been putting up analysis on Google. Talked about this around this 163, 165 area for Google, which I think Google is going to come and fill this area somewhere around here, that 160 mark on Google. Put up the analysis last night. Let's see what Google did. Google came down to 167. Where is Google now? So Google came down to 167 area. So almost got it. We almost got Google. Let's see. 167. Yeah. So it did. Yeah. So we did hit the target of 167. So Google did hit the target of 167. So did pretty well. and pretty much tracking. I said Google is probably in a range of accumulation within wave 5 because it is in wave 5 in a moment for Google. Uh, let's see what else we have that I put up. I've been putting up Mara. I talked about Mara is in this level right here, and I said I believe when is it 13? I said well I've been putting this up. I said I think it's going to come down to a level of anywhere between 12 or $10, $7. Conservative level was $12 on Mara. Been posting that, and we did come down to that $12 level, and now it's in here. This is the post from today that I made, and I said if we get rejected off this level again, I think you're gonna farm an ABC and come back down to that 1206 at least again to double bottom, or even come down towards this level, which is a $10 level right over here for Mara. So still bearish in Mara. Nvidia, been doing Nvidia. Talked about the two different scenarios in Nvidia. I did call Nvidia here. We'll have the scenarios, and I said Nvidia is probably this here when it was trading at around 124 area. I expected a downside of at least coming down to 109 for wave 4. That was one of the scenarios. That you have a bullish scenario as well, which was this one here. But if it breaks this level, it's going to fulfill this one here. So we're always trading with levels when I put out a scenario and I put out what to look for. So the moment it breaks a certain level, you already know which one you're trading. Then I made adjustments to all of them, and I said 116 to 104 will be the target of Nvidia. So here's Nvidia. No matter what it did, it's going to come back down to that 116, 104 level. And did we fulfill that target? Still had a bit more downside of 116 to 104. And this was it from last night. So yeah. So let's see here. Nvidia. So it came down to 109. So yes, so it did fulfill this target over here. I put this out last night. There was an inverse head and shoulder pattern that was forming, and I said higher volume on left shoulder versus the right shoulder, which I could see, and I showed it right here. So I caution the members, and I said that's usually a bearish sign. Is something I talked about during the live stream because I live stream with members in the morning as we look at charts to trade. And I said usually in a case like this, it invalidates the inverse head and shoulder pattern, which was the bull case, and it tends to break to the downside, which we saw happened. And this is me cautioning them here for observation in terms of head and shoulder because of the volume that I noticed. I said most likely it's going to break to the downside, and we put up the Elliott wave chart, which shows it might be breaking to the downside. So none of my members go into the market blind each day. Each and every one of them knows what's going on and how things are going to play out. So nobody's going in blind. So we've been tracking Palantir as well, which has been tracking quite well. Had targets Palantir for 79 to 61 so far for Palantir. Let's see where we're at for Palantir. Where are you? Here you are. So, okay, there's the targets. Palantir did hit the target, which was a low of 78. So we hit the target again on Palantir. It's currently farming this base right within this megaphone pattern that you have here. So it's either, so I'm going to have to reanalyze this because I have a lower target on Palantir of 46 to 42, which was a daily gap, which I think it's possibly going to fill because if it breaks below here and gets rejected off of 78, it's going to fill this gap at the bottom here. So I will be looking at Palantir a little bit closer as we're in this range that we're currently building out here now. Let's look at another one. Tesla, famous. So been tracking Tesla very well to the up and the downside on Tesla. This was the chart that I had, and I said, oh, you could go back way above, and you'll see when it's up here as well. I think we're gonna come down to this 275 to 255 range on Tesla. Had this chart for a retest within this range. Up here, And what's the latest one I have? Well, that's here when I had this coming back down to around 262 to 255 was the target. And last night I put this out, I put the forecast, and I let them know the levels. There were a couple different scenarios playing out for Tesla. So I was looking at them. There was the bull case scenario, which I see. There's two bull case scenarios that I had. Then I had the bear case scenario. And I thought if the market is moving towards the bear side, Tesla still has not come down and fill the 262 to 255 target. So it's very possible that if the market is leaning towards a bearish side, Tesla's going to fill this. So what was the key we're looking for? We were looking for whether or not Tesla gets rejected off of this resistance or supply zone. This is a pivot level that I had. If it gets rejected off of this, it's going to come back down here. And if it loses this other retest level, you're going to get the bear case scenario playing out. So we're always looking at targets on what's happening. Let's see what Tesla did. Tesla's over here. Okay, awesome. Tesla followed the path of the bearish path because it broke right through the level. We were trading within a level and had a conversation with the team, talked about the volume price analysis we're looking at right into a resistance level and where we think is going to come down. So a lot of it has been tracking really well. So we've been doing quite well inside Discord, and we've been talking about other charts as well. And let me see what other charts that I have up here. So I put up one for you. I broke down you on where I think is coming. This was you. It was trading at 25 something. I had you up, but I just never posted it. So I had a target of 22.19 on you, which I think was going to come here at least and fill this gap because I was bearish in you. And this was what I had coming out on you. I said the first gap was going to be that 22.19, and a more bearish gap was be filling the zone at the bottom. Now, here is you, 23 something, and enter the first target zone that we've had. I don't think it's completely filled it as yet, but we had this here bearish expanding triangle for you, for Unity software. Where is you trading now? Let's take a look. Let me see if I have it up. There it is. So we came all the way to here. What is that? The low of 22.67. So very close to 22.19. Still tracking. I think it's going to come lower. I believe it's going to come at least to the bottom here. Maybe break this megaphone pattern that we have. Let me go to the hourly. So now what you're looking at here is that it's tracking here for that 22.19. So it's very much possible that you're getting another ABC pattern on you for the C wave, which is an A, a B, and a C to fulfill this target somewhere at the bottom here, like that 1878 level, somewhere within this range, which might be a possibility. Come down here. And if you do, you might want to watch that 1769 to 1623 target because it's going to come somewhere within this range here. So I'm going to keep an eye on you and see how that goes. So that's everything I have so far right now for all of these. I'm going to be doing analysis for tomorrow. If you're interested in joining the Discord, feel free, email me or just get to the website. This is the website. You just go to ahcharts, ahcharts.netlify.app. And right now is 14-day free trial plus 35% off your first month, because if you missed the launch, it was 35% off every month forever on our plans. This is everything that we're offering. We're quite doing an amazing job here, and you can just get on over, get started right over here, guys. Okay, so that's everything. So we will continue to analyze the charts again tomorrow, and I hopefully wish you guys a wonderful trading day tomorrow. Let's get in the market. I am a bit bearish again for tomorrow in the market. Oh, let me show you one more thing. If you're trading you, I want to show you the weekly chart on you. Just want to caution you on the weekly chart. Have a lot going on here. Let's remove all of this. and the daily chart. So here's the daily chart on you. Got our first cross going up. And then you have that bearish divergence that's building out right now on you. So I want you to be cautious of you. If you're in you right now, still think it might go a bit lower. But hey, it's at a 200 EMA. Maybe you'll find a little bit of bounce. We'll see where it goes. Perhaps I'll be wrong. But yeah. All right. Y'all have a wonderful day. This is Avi Harkishin from AH Charts. Take care.